Okay. Right, we're upstairs in the mezzanine chain floor. What we're going to do today is we're going to look at building one of these. Okay, it's a residential narrowboat. Yeah, they must be at home, they got lights on. So we'll have a trip downstairs and we'll go through the build and we'll put some lights in it. Right, I'll see you downstairs in a minute. Right, I think I just about sat down before I started recording. Anyway, welcome to downstairs, back in the dining room. Still coughing like a good one. If you can hear some funny noises, there's a kind of bubbly noise going on. That's my leek and potato soup, which is just there. And it's sitting on top of the log burning fire, which is just obviously underneath it. Yeah. So anyway, the fire occasionally sort of explodes, has a pop, and the soup just hopefully bubbles away until I waz it and have it later. So what we're doing is making a narrowboat, aren't we? Or we're making quite a few. I won't take you through making quite a few. Just the one. I'm going to split the video in two because it's taking me a long time because I've got stacks and stacks and stacks of other stuff to do at the moment. Not on the railway, I'm afraid. In the middle of doing the bedroom for my son, so everything completely stripped down, everything. And so I'm building some kind of system for him where he can have his music. He does this sort of music, so you can do that there with all his little ding-dongs and crawdads. And anyway, yeah, somewhere to put his weird and wonderful clothes. In the middle of doing that, in the middle of making chutney, made 12 jars of that stuff the other day. It's the time of the year, isn't it? I'm busy trying to sort out some toys for the what they call the déchetterie. The déchetterie in France is like the rubbish tip. And this year our local déchetterie has decided to take in toys for kids who probably wouldn't have that many toys at Christmas. That's Christmas coming up, isn't it? Well, it's next month. Try not to think about it yet, but we made some minced moose meat the other day, so we can make minced moose meat pies, tarts, whatever you call them, and it all takes time, doesn't it? So in the middle of doing that, I'm trying to get this narrowboat made. Right, now, to start off, it's a download from Scalescenes. I download all my stuff from Scalescenes because he's brilliant. And for £5, I can't remember, just over £5 in money, you buy the download of this particular download. Includes, I think it's probably about 5 or 6 different sorts, types, owners, marks of narrowboats, some residential and some cargo narrowboats, but it also includes the lock gates and the lock as well. So that's not bad for a £5, I thought. And I've built the lock and it's pretty good. The narrow boats are absolutely brilliant, but you do have to ensure that you follow the instructions. You've got some sharp knives, okay? So when you download the sheets for the narrow boats, it's basically each narrow boat has an A4 sheet, plus it also has what he calls a common sheet. So that's 2 sheets of A4, and I'll just show you one of the sheets. Which is that, okay? Right. Now, this particular sheet of paper, I print it onto about 80-gram paper, I suppose. It's divided up, and he tells you to cut it up into sections before you stick it onto cardboard. One section here is print only, one section he calls medium card, and one section he calls light card. There is another on the common pieces, which is what I've already cut some out, okay? That has got to be cut out and printed onto heavy card. Heavy card, 2mm. Medium card, 1mm. Light card, I use around a 220, 240 gram paper for that. Okay? So what I actually do is for that section where it says light card, I actually print it onto 60 or 80, like I said, and then I stick it onto the 240, 220 gram paper. It's stiffer. It's like photographic, I suppose, paper. I use it for my photographs anyway. Now the thing to do before you decide to stick any of these onto cardboard is to have a think about your glue that you're going to use. For sticking the paper onto card, I usually use a kind of like a stick glue. It's usually Yoo-hoo because I like it. This is Pritt Stick, which is a bit lumpy. That's all I had left. For sticking the actual card together to make the model, I use that, which is Yoo-hoo. It says Cold 2, which is sticks everything, basically, it says. So first off, instead of just sticking the big A4 sheet of common pieces onto your paper, because you've got so many options on there, you need to choose which options you want first and stick only those onto the cardboard. Otherwise you're going to waste a piece of card, and this card doesn't come cheap, does it? Although it's only cardboard, it's quite expensive stuff. So there's lots of small bits. What I've done in the past is when I've made other models, I've kept offcuts, sort of like offcuts of card from previous models. I mean, that may not look very much, but it can fit a little bit on it, and so that way I don't get to use a whole A4 and throw half of it away. It's the bits. So what I've done so far, and I'll show you, is I've cut out all the small pieces. Okay, so here we have the forecastle. Here we have a door. Okay, it's not a door, it's a bulkhead. Okay, and here we have a door. whether you could see that or not. But we've got all the little bits cut out. We have the bottom of the boat, right, which is glued onto the 2mm thick card. We have the interior sides cut out. Okay, you can see there's holes in those, can't you? You can see them showing through my shiny forehead. Alright, there are holes in that, and that allows the window, which is on the outside of that. I'll just show you. Right, I've showed you it before, but that is the outside. This piece here are the two outside cabin sides. Okay. Now what they've got to be is these holes here, here and here have got to be cut out before it is glued onto a plastic, see-through plastic. You know, I keep everything. You never know when it's going to come in handy, do you? You know, when you buy Pico points, they used to come, I don't know whether they still do, in a kind of see-through plastic packaging. So I keep them. I've got a box of them upstairs, and I'm slowly working my way through them to I stick that on. Anything for windows. Yeah, it's windows, isn't it? You need something for windows. So that works quite well. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I looked, just before I started the video actually, I thought I'd seen some guys on the YouTube with their models, with a model canal boats, yeah. Quite a collection some people have. The variety, let's put it that way. And I thought to myself, I'll just have a look and see who makes those. We all know who makes them. Well, the majority of them anyway. They're resin, cast, narrowboats. The price each of those, £41.70 pence, I think. Each. Now I want about 6. That's 250 quid's worth of narrowboat there. Now I've no idea how much, you can't really calculate how much ink you use on paper. Papers, you know, you buy a wad of paper for practically nothing. The inks come expensive, but you know, you're not printing off that many sheets. Cardboard comes a little bit more expensive, but I reckon each narrowboat probably don't cost me any more than about 2 quid. So it's a vast difference from nearly 42 quid, isn't it? So this is why I take a long time to do things that I've probably said before, because I ain't got that kind of money to buy ready-made stuff. It ain't right anyway, is it? It ain't right. Anyway, I've got that. That, well, once I find the remote control for it. It's amazing how you lose remote controls, isn't it? Anyway, once I find that, that'll go down to the toy collection for the kids. Hopefully they'll have a go with it. Plenty of water around here. Anyway, I'm beginning to think this soup is beginning to, well, I hope it's not beginning to burn. It doesn't tend to burn on top of a flat surface like that. It's when you have a flame underneath it, isn't it? And today I've got the fire alight because we have interesting concepts in electricity usage in France. you have different tariffs you opt for. First option is how much power you want coming into the house. I can't remember what it is. I think the lowest is probably about 9 kilowatt coming into the house. You pay one standing tariff for that. Then the next step up would probably be about, I don't know, 15 kilowatt coming into the house, and that's a higher standing order. So you pay that, each month. So you choose that first, and then you choose which tariff you want to go on for your usage, how much you want to pay per kilowatt hour. And we opted for something called Tempo. It's called Tempo. And it divides the winter into blue, white and red days. Blue days and white days. White days are more expensive than blue days, okay? It's the French flag, okay? So blue days are the cheapest. White days are the next most expensive, but they're still cheaper than a standard tariff. However, red days, of which today is a red day because it's cold, are 3 times the cost for a kilowatt hour. So you don't have your, we heat the water up overnight, which is cheap anyway, so we don't have that. And I do all my cooking on my gas stove or my wood burner for the day. 10 o'clock tonight, bang, cheap rate, so we heat the water up and it starts again tomorrow. And they tell you in the day before what it's going to be the following day. So tomorrow's a white day, for instance, okay? That's so we can have everything on tomorrow, we can have everything blazing. Not that we generally do, but it's a pretty good idea. I'm quite happy with it. Anyway, that's France for you. Nice, isn't it? I shall love you and leave you. Next time, I'll be carrying on with the... boy, he does carry on a bit, doesn't he? I'll be carrying on with the build of the narrowboat, alright? I like to eke it out a bit. And I'm putting this one out so that you've got something to whet your appetite, so as my wife might say. Anyway, until next time, look after yourselves and keep warm and happy. Bye bye.